Hi boys and girls. Today it's time to drill some of our trick words and then add some new trick words to our list that we can read and spell. Just remember, trick words are words that don't follow our phonics rules. So you can't tap them or depend upon all the sounds that you hear because sometimes the sounds are different. We have to depend upon our memory to know how to read them and to know how to spell them. So we're going to do all the little tricks we could think of to put them into our memory. So you are going to need your dry erase board or your paper and pencil. So if you don't have those, pause the video right now and go get them. All right, here we go. Just like we would do it in class, I'm going to say the word, you repeat it. After that, I will introduce the new words and we will practice those. Here we go. Away, against, move, please, from, where, there, here, house, they. Remember our little song? There is no way in they, there is no way in they. Just write the, then add y. It's as easy as blueberry pie. Large, something, night, carry, 8, and change. Okay, so I'm going to move out of the way a little bit so that you can see the board, and we're going to add some new trick words. So the first trick word we're going to add is this. All right, do you know that word? It's tricky. So here's what's tricky about it. G-r, normal sounds. That's wonderful, right? But when we see E-A, we usually think E, like in eat. This is not greet. This is great. Like you did a really great job. So how are we going to know that? That's how you spell it. You're going to have to remember it. So let's practice writing it on your paper or your dry erase board. All right, write it one time while it's up there. Now I'm going to take it down. I want you to practice writing it again. Make sure you spell it correctly. Now you can write it on the wall, write it on your arm. Use your invisible ink. The more times you write it correctly, the better chance you have of putting it into your longer term memory. All right, next word. This is the word earth. Earth. What's tricky about earth? Again, that EA is tricky. I usually call OU the vowel troublemakers, but EA can be troublemakers too. Earth. I hear the R, I hear the th. It's just the EA that I have to remember. Earth. Go ahead and write it one time on your paper or on your dry erase board. Now practice writing it 3 times correctly. Make sure you write it correctly. You don't want to put incorrect learning into your memory. Next word. This is the word country. Country. There's those OU troublemakers. Country. What's tricky about country? Well, of course, we have to remember it's a C and not a K. OU, in this case, doesn't sound like ow, trout. Doesn't sound like ooh, soup. It sounds like sounds like a short U. So we have to remember that it's OU. Country. And of course, we always have to remember that that Y at the end of a two-syllable word is going to sound like E. Country. Write it down. Now write it at least 2 more times correctly. The next word, oh, this one is super tricky. This is the word thought. Thought. It's got both sets of troublemakers. It's got the OU troublemakers and it's got the consonant troublemakers, GH. Do you hear the GH in thought? No. So how are you going to know it's there? You just have to remember thought. I think this one we better write a few more times. Instead of 2 times, try writing it 3 times. Make sure you write it correctly. Next word. The next word is the word school. School. We sure miss being at school. What is tricky about school? Well, we know OO sounds like ooh, so that's not really the tricky part. The tricky part is the CH that has the K sound. It's not our CH chin sound, it's CH K this time. School. So when you go to write it, you're going to have to remember that it's CH making that K sound. Okay, write it several times correctly. And last but not least, I bet you know this one. This is the word America. America. 4 syllables. Now the A's are tricky for 2nd class. For 3rd class, they shouldn't be as tricky because you remember when we were drilling our A sound, we said A, Alaska, Alaska, America. So that A can definitely make that sound. Mare. Where's the A? There is no A. The ER sounds like air this time. Definitely tricky. Not the way it sounds. And we have to remember that it's a C and not a K. So write it down a few times correctly. I'm going to put all of our new words up here, and we're going to practice reading them one more time. Okay, get my pencil for my pointer. Here we go. Great. Repeat them after me. Earth, country, thought, America, school. Practice spelling them on your paper several more times, and that would be finishing up your lesson for today.